Uh, yeah, hello again to whomever runs the computer, who I trust. My video is loading slowly, and I didn't know if that was a sign I should redo that one. The message I took from this morning's, well, when the said looking into something, and this IRS audit thing is on the TV, and the computer shut down for a minute, which usually means I should take a pause and contemplate maybe I'm moving in the wrong direction, sort of helping us all along. Um, I thought part of the lesson you were trying to teach, right? I mean, you know, well, is this thing about group affiliation? One of the things you said right now is sort of just an example. Group formed a Tea Party, and they're being targeted by IRS audits. Um, but part of now we can put a stop to this thing where we're living under what appears to be some kind of social science like authority. And what was said in the instructions is people just can't just keep doing like these mass movements and protests and things, partly because like group affiliation itself like puts you in danger of being targeted, but not just targeted with things like IRS audits and things like that. But there's something else is that this crowd of social scientists have taken over the institutions. Like what they know a lot of. They don't really believe in anything, but they know an incredible amount about human behavior, particularly human behavior in groups. That is, they don't take serious any kind of thing, and then they target. You would get targeted with like various things the government can do, like an IRS audit. But the gift of this technology is that when enough people simply bounce up here and sort of like give their testimony, that what this would hope, but we hope to reinstitute the concept of there's only one reality. Um, Identifying with a group, joining a group, being part of a group, like you do put yourself in danger. First of all, being targeted like this, the way they've targeted these people, but also that you're also sort of identifying with a group, joining a group. Like it's just the kind of thing that this social science like thing we're living under. Right? They know an incredible amount about human behavior in groups, and they don't take groups seriously anymore. But also, you open yourself up and you identify with a group. You're part of a group, right? That is on the wrong track for what this is supposed to be, to return to Christ consciousness. But individuals come on up here and like give their testimony, that sooner or later it'll become apparent there's only one reality. Like metaphysically, there's only one reality. Someone in this social science like dictatorship we live under, they're doing the systematic denial of the existence of such a thing. They're claiming there really isn't one reality, and that you can't be certain of anything. What they're doing in the world is so depraved. But part of the reason, like, the minute you join a group, identify with the group, like you can be targeted by these people. They may target you in a way that's like sending government agencies after you, but there's like a deeper thing going on, which is they've studied. They know so much about human behavior, and particularly in groups, that we're not going to get anywhere doing that. But the very fact of identifying with a particular group, forming what a psychologist would call a self-concept around being a member of such a thing, is kind of not where it's at. It kind of puts you in a vulnerable position. Like, there's only one reality. And the group that took over all the institutions is systematically denying that you can ever know such a thing, that there is no such thing, and the things they're doing in the world are so harmful. But you can't resist it or fight against it by joining a group or affiliating with a group or getting involved, with the oppositional, the negative, and so forth. Like, just bounce up here as individuals, and sooner or later it'll become apparent that there's only one reality. And what the group that sort of took over all the institutions is doing is claiming there isn't, and that you can't know what it is. We have to just argue. And while that's happening, like we're living through a very dark age as a result of that. this sort of priesthood of social scientists, like selling everyone on the idea that everyone has their own perspective and that there isn't one reality, and that is not the Christ consciousness. And that's the point of coming up here and sort of discharging what your nervous system has to say, and eventually we won't have to really talk or argue much. It'll just become apparent there's only one reality, and someone's trying to disintegrate it. Someone lives in an unintegrated faction that took over all the institutions, and while they do so much harm to human beings, they're also claiming that everybody has their own opinion, their own perspective. It's all relative, and they don't think too much of people who are in a group. So it's that type. They know what you're going to do because they studied human behavior. If we pop up here as individuals, sooner or later it'll become apparent there's only one reality. That's part of the return of the Christ consciousness, I think, or I've been told. I think that makes perfect sense. There's only one reality, and someone's attempting to disintegrate that while doing an incredible amount of harm in the world. So I'm gonna try this video again, but that was today's teaching I received from you guys. If I correctly understood it.